Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today, inshallah, as I told you earlier, we will be talking about this topic, centripetal acceleration. But before I start discussing centripetal acceleration, I want to talk to you about something else. Okay? Now, something which will actually contradict whatever you knew till now. Okay? What is that topic? That is, I already told you, whenever there is uniform speed, there is no acceleration, right? This is what you knew. Uniform speed, that means there cannot be any acceleration. This is what you knew till now, right? Huh? Respond karo, communicate karo, kotha bolo amar sathe.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. But what if I tell you that there can be uniform speed, but still there can be some acceleration? Now this is something new to you, right? পুরো বেসিকটাকে না রাখে দেওয়ার মতো একটা ঘটনা না, যে মানে এতদিন আমরা জানতাম যখন ইউনিফর্ম স্পিড দেখবো আমরা বলবো এখানে কোনো অ্যাক্সিলারেশন নাই, অ্যাক্সিলারেশন ইজ জিরো। বাট স্টিল আমরা এখন কি বলতেছি যে ইউনিফর্ম স্পিড থাকবে ঠিকই, বাট স্টিল দেয়ার ক্যান বি সাম অ্যাক্সিলারেশন। হাউ ইজ দিস পসিবল? Uniform speed means the speed is not changing. So if the speed is not changing, how can there be acceleration? Now, for uniform speed, the acceleration, the no acceleration will be there. This is true for linear motion. Okay, whenever the body is in linear motion, what happens? If the speed is not changing, then what will happen? There will be no acceleration. But in case of rotational motion or circular motion, if we want to talk about it, then we can say that even if it is uniform speed, it is rotating at a uniform speed. Okay, it's not like sometimes it is rotating faster, sometimes slower. It's not like that. It's rotating at a constant speed. Okay, but still there can be acceleration. Now, how can this be possible? Okay, we will talk about that. Now, if you have noticed or not, that till now I did not use the word velocity. I said uniform speed. I did not say for once that uniform velocity will be there. Okay, uniform speed does not mean uniform velocity. Okay, why? Till now, actually, we considered the speed and velocity, these two concepts, to be the same. Okay, but you know that there is some difference. Speed is a scalar quantity and velocity, this is vector quantity. So to describe the speed, we need only the magnitude. With that magnitude, if I add the direction also, then it becomes velocity, correct or not? Okay, so whenever I say that uniform speed is there, that means the magnitude is fixed. Okay, the speed is the magnitude of the velocity, right? So the magnitude is fixed, but I did not say anything about the direction, correct or not? Now we know that acceleration is the change of velocity. There is change of velocity, then there will be acceleration. I said that uniform speed will not change, but I did not say the velocity will not change. Okay, so even though the speed is same, the velocity can be different. How this is possible? Any idea?
স্যার আপনি তো বলছিলেন রোটেশনাল মোশন, সার্কুলার এরকম কিছু বলছেন, তো সার্কুলারের জন্য তো ভেলোসিটি পসিবল না, ভেলোসিটির জন্য তো ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট হবে না সার্কুলারে।
See, in case of rotational motion, the velocity magnitude can be same. If we are rotating at a constant speed, then the magnitude will be same. But what about the direction? What about the direction? What do you think? What happens when a body is in circular motion? Is that their direction changing or not changing? Is it constant?
চেঞ্জ হয় না, রাইট? যদি সেম সার্কেল রেডিয়াসে ঘুরতে থাকে,
every moment the direction is changing. This is where is something you get to learn something new. Okay, know that whenever a body is in circular motion, if I ask you to see, let us say I have taken a rope, this is the rope, and I'm holding one end of the rope, and at the other end I have fixed a ball or a stone. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm rotating it, so it will be in a circular motion. Why is it in a circular motion? Because I am applying some force on it, right? Through this rope, I am forcing this one to be in circular path. What if this force was not there? If I cut this rope now, do you think it will be in circular motion anymore?
No.
No, that means at this position, if I cut the rope, the body will go in the linear direction, right? So at this point, this body's velocity is along this direction. But I am applying some force on it and forcing it to change its direction and stay in the circular path, right? I am changing its direction. So it will change its direction and come here. At this point, the direction will be here along the tangent, okay? But again, here I am applying a force on it, so it will change its direction again. So it will come here. At this point, this is his direction, but again, at this point also, I am applying some force on it. And due to that force, again it is changing its direction and it is staying on a circular path. Like that, I can show you at every position the direction of the velocity of the object is different. We are not talking about the angular velocity, we are talking about the linear velocity. At every point, the linear velocity is along the tangent of that point, right? Okay. So every time this direction, I am forcing him to change, right? He is not changing on his own. I am forcing him to change. So here I can say uniform speed is possible because uniform speed means the magnitude. Yes, the magnitude can be kept constant. That is 5 radian per second. I can keep this constant. But what about the direction? I cannot keep it constant. Every time it will change its direction. See, from this point, it wants to go in that direction. The velocity is along this direction, but I am forcing it to change its direction. So it is coming in this direction. Again, I am pulling it to, okay? I am exerting a force through this rope on the stone. As a result, it is changing its direction every second. So what I can say from here? Uniform speed is possible, but not uniform velocity. We cannot say the stone is having uniform velocity. Why? Because velocity consists of two things, magnitude and direction. If the magnitude changes, I will say the velocity has changed. If only the direction changes, I will say the velocity has changed. If I say both of them are changing, then definitely the velocity is changing, right? So that means does not matter whether you keep the magnitude constant. If you change the direction, the velocity is changing. Let me give you another example. Let us say one body is having 5 meter per second velocity in the east direction. Another body is having a velocity 5 meter per second in the north direction. Do you think they are having the same velocity? What do you think? Yes or no?
No.
Velocities are same or not?
Yes, sir.
No, velocities are not same. Only the magnitude is same.
Very good. If their speed are same, this is the speed. Speed is the magnitude. The magnitude is same. That is the speed. Speed is same, but the velocity is not same. Why? Because velocity is not about the magnitude only. It also considers the direction. So if you want to say that uniform speed or equal speed, then only the magnitude has to be equal. Done. We can say that equal speed. But if you want to say the same velocity, not only the magnitude has to be same, the direction has to be same also. Okay. So, but here we can see that the direction is different. So definitely the velocity is different. Okay. If we change the magnitude, the velocity will change. If we change the direction, then also the velocity will change. Do you get my point? This is what I'm trying to say. To change the velocity, I do not need to change the magnitude. If I change the direction also, I can say that I have changed the velocity, because velocity is a vector quantity and direction plays an important role here. Do you understand my point?
Yes.
Okay. So here we can say that in rotational motion or circular motion, there can be uniform speed, but there cannot be uniform velocity. Velocity will be changing. The magnitude will not be changing, but the direction will be changing. So if it is not uniform velocity, the velocity is changing, then definitely there is acceleration, because acceleration is also a vector quantity and it depends on the velocity, not only the not on the speed only. Okay, it depends on the velocity. That means acceleration depends on both the magnitude and the direction. So if the velocity is changing, definitely there is some acceleration, and this acceleration is called centripetal acceleration. Okay. Now, why this is centripetal acceleration? Are you familiar to this word centripetal?
Yes.
You are
It
familiar?
too.
What do you understand by this centripetal word? What do you understand by this word centripetal? Or have you heard about the centrifugal force? Centrifugal and centripetal?
সেন্ট্রিপেটাল ফোর্স মেবি এভাবে বলছেন কিন্তু ওইভাবে পড়ি নাই একদম ডিসক্রাইব
Okay, no problem. Let me tell you. Whenever I am rotating or keeping the stone in a circular motion, what is happening actually? We can always feel that the stone does not want to be in circular motion. It wants to go out. Correct or not? আমরা ছেলেদের সাথে সাথে ছিটকে বাইরে দিকে চলে যাবে. So we can say that a force is acting on this one. On this body, whenever we are keeping it in a circular motion, a force is generated that acts on this one that tries to take the body out of this circular path. That is the centrifugal force. To balance that centrifugal force, we actually apply a centripetal force that is towards the center. Okay? See, অথবা এটাকে এভাবে চিন্তা করতে পারো, যদি আমরা একটা প্লেটের উপর কয়েকটা কেক রাখি, প্লেটটাকে যদি এখন আমি এভাবে ঘুরাই, তাহলে কি হবে? প্লেটটাকে যখন এভাবে ঘুরাইতে দিব তখন দেখা যাবে কেকগুলো সব ছিটকে বাইরের দিকে পড়ে গেছে। কেন বাইরের দিকে পড়ে গেল? ডেফিনেটলি এটার উপর একটা ফোর্স কাজ করছে। এই যে ফোর্সটা বাইরের দিকে কাজ করে সেটাকে বলা হয় সেন্ট্রিফিউগাল ফোর্স। If I want to keep the cake in the circular path, then I must balance this centrifugal force. And centrifugal force is acting in the outward direction. If I want to balance it, I need to apply the force inward direction. Correct or not? That only that time I can balance this centrifugal force. And to balance this centrifugal force, the force that I am applying towards the center, that is the centripetal force. Okay. Now, due to this centripetal force, the direction is changing. Correct or not? See, every time the body is changing its direction because I am applying a centripetal force which is acting inward towards the center, and the centrifugal force that acts outward. Okay, this is centrifugal force. Centrifugal, and this is centripetal. That balances the centrifugal force. So this centripetal force is causing the body to change its direction, and due to the change of direction, the body is having different velocity every moment, and due to this velocity varying, the acceleration is caused, right? So we can directly say this acceleration is caused due to this centripetal force, and that's why we call it centripetal acceleration. Is the topic clear to you?
Yes, sir.
যদি কোথাও না বুঝো প্লিজ আমাকে বলো। এটা কিন্তু খুবই ইন্টারেস্টিং এবং খুবই ইজি একটা জিনিস আমার কাছে মনে হয়, যে আমরা একটা বডিকে রশি দিয়ে টেনে ধরে রাখছি, এই কারণে এটাকে টেনে আমি বারবার এটাকে মানে ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ করে দিচ্ছি। ওকে, অর্থাৎ সেটা কিন্তু এদিকে নিচে থেকে কিন্তু এটা এদিকে আসতো না, এটা সোজা চলে যেত, তাই না? আমরা এটাকে ফোর্স অ্যাপ্লাই করে এটাকে এদিকে আসছে। তো যে ফোর্সটা অ্যাপ্লাই করতেছি সেটা হচ্ছে সেন্ট্রিপেটাল ফোর্স। এই সেন্ট্রিপেটাল ফোর্সের জন্য ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে, ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে যেহেতু, সেজন্য আমরা বলতেছি ভেলোসিটি চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে, আর যেহেতু ভেলোসিটি চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে আমরা বলতে পারি এখানে একটা অ্যাক্সেলারেশন আছে। তো শুরুর কথা আর শেষের কথাটাকে যদি একত্র করি, যে সেন্ট্রিপেটাল ফোর্সের জন্য এখানে একটা অ্যাক্সেলারেশন ক্রিয়েট হচ্ছে, তো আমরা এই কারণে বলতে পারবো যে এটা একটা সেন্ট্রিপেটাল অ্যাক্সেলারেশন। ওকে, আচ্ছা। Now, if there is centripetal acceleration, there must be some value of it, right? We want to know what is the value of this centripetal acceleration, or is there any equation through which I can calculate the centripetal acceleration? Yes, there is an equation. Now we are going to see the derivation of it. Okay, but before we see the derivation of it, okay, I wanted to make it very clear that what is actually the centripetal acceleration. Okay, if you understand this, then the derivation is nothing actually. Understanding the concept is important. So please, before I start the derivation, kindly make sure you have understood this topic. Okay, the concept. Okay, if you have any doubt, please unmute yourself and ask me questions. Any doubts? Tariq, you are not responding. You joined. Oh, you joined earlier. No problem. So, Tariq, do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Nur Nabi, Shiham,
No, sir.
No, sir.
শিহাম তুমি তো পরে জয়েন করছো তারপরে সবকিছু বুঝে গেছো তুমি তো মারাত্মক ট্যালেন্ট আসলে সাইকুল তুমিও তো সেম ঘটনা পরে জয়েন করছো আর তানজিমুল তুমি তো গ্রেট তোমার আসলে কি কোশ্চেন করব তোমার বাকিদের কি ঘটনা বলো তো বুঝছো যারা লেটে জয়েন করছো তারা বুঝতে পারছো
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ট্যালেন্ট তোমরা আসলে হিউজ ট্যালেন্ট আচ্ছা ওকে যাই হোক তো আসো আমরা এখন ডেরিভেশনটা দেখি দ্যাট ইজ ইন পেজ নাম্বার 156 ওকে expression for centripetal acceleration. Oh acha one more thing I forgot to mention this centripetal acceleration has another two name. This is also known as radial acceleration or it is called normal acceleration. Now radial acceleration, why this is called radial acceleration? I think you are intellect enough to answer this. Can anybody tell me?
Radius scale
Very good. It acts along the radius. As I told you, along this radius, center is connected with any point on the circle, that is the radius. So it acts along the radius towards the center, right? So that is why it is called radial acceleration. But why it is called normal? Why not abnormal?
perpendicular এর জন্য
Perpendicular definitely, but perpendicular to what?
90 degree.
90 degree, okay, perpendicular 90 degree, but this 90 degree is between which two line or
বুকে তো লেখা tangent
eh? Oh yes, perpendicular to the tangent. Very good. This is the reason. At this point, we already saw that the direction of its velocity is along the tangent. And from the theorem that you have studied in SSC General Math, we know that if I draw a tangent at any point on a circle, and if I draw a radius through that point, then that radius and the tangent are going to be perpendicular to each other, right? This is a theorem that you have studied in SSC General Math. So from here I can say that this is 90 degree. That is why this is also called, see, with the tangent at 90 degree the force is acting. That is why it is centripetal acceleration. Is also called normal acceleration. Okay. Acha. So this is important for MCQ. Okay. Do not get confused if they ask you define radial acceleration or define normal acceleration. It is the same as centripetal acceleration. You can explain it using the same figure and the same definition. Okay. So let's go start the expression for centripetal acceleration. In figure 3.20a, an object moving with uniform circular motion is shown. Uniform circular motion. What does that mean? Uniform speed. But we know that uniform velocity is not possible. Okay. Whenever they say uniform circular motion, if it is circular and it is uniform, then they are talking about uniform speed only, not uniform velocity. Because the magnitude can be kept constant if you want to, but the direction cannot be kept constant. Okay, in every second the direction is changing. At point A, Lamia, তুমি কিছু বলতে চাও? Unmute করে বলছো? Okay. At point A, its velocity VA is directed towards the tangent drawn at A. See, at point A, the velocity is along the tangent, and I have denoted this by VA. Definitely, this is the vector quantity, and there will be an arrow mark over that. Okay, over VA. Now, let us say after a small time interval del t, the object comes to B. Very short time interval, the object has come to B. Here I have shown the displacement to be big so that you can understand clearly. Okay, you can see. But in actual, the condition that we are considering is something like this. Okay, the object is at A. The object has come to B. This is A point. This is B point, and the in between line of them, we can actually consider it to be a straight line, not a curved one. if I show it a big displacement, then what happens? Then definitely this is a curved line. But if I take this point, take these 2 points close enough, we can consider the line between these 2 points to be a straight line, right? Okay, this is the actual scenario, but এত ছোট দেখালে তোমরা আসলে বুঝতে কষ্ট হবে, সেই কারণে এটাকে একটু বড় করে দেখাইছি আমি, ওকে, সো দ্যাট তোমরা বুঝতে পারো অ্যাকচুয়ালি ঘটনাটা কি হচ্ছে। আচ্ছা, so this is what they are saying. After a small time interval delta t, the object comes to be, যেহেতু টাইম কম, ডিসপ্লেসমেন্টটাও খুব কম হবে, সেই ছোট মানে কম ডিসপ্লেসমেন্টটাই আমরা এখানে দেখাচ্ছি, ওকে। So এরপরে কি, after a small time interval delta t, the object comes to be, this time its velocity is vb. At v, what will happen? The velocity will be along this direction and it will be vb, and definitely there will be an arrow mark, okay. This is the vector quantity. Now let the angular displacement del theta be very small. This is the angular displacement here, right? Okay, as we started earlier, here I have shown it a little bit, that is delta theta. Okay, for 3.20b is figured is a vector diagram where the velocities v and vb have been shown. Yes, they are talking about this one. In your book, this figure is 3.20b and this is 3.20a. So here actually what I have shown, see, this is VA, I have shown this VA, this is VB, I have shown this VB, okay, this VB is for this one. And if I want to find out the change delta, then I have to connect it, and from here actually through the addition law of vector, yes, using that we can actually write that line. If you do not understand, then I may show you that VA, okay, plus this is delta V. If I add these two, then I should be getting this VB. Okay, so from here, if I want to find out the value of delta V, is equal to, I can write VB minus VA. I can write it, right? So I have to write it here. I have written it here. Delta V is equal to VB minus VA. Acha. Then, okay. Now see, this part we have considered to be a straight line. Now delta theta, we already know that S is equal to R theta, or theta is equal to, we know that it is S divided by R, that is R divided by the radius. Okay, so now here the R is delta V and the radius is the velocity at A, VA. Now why do we write this? Think about this. If I consider this the part of a big circle, can you imagine this? If I consider this the part of a big circle, then what will happen? VA, this will be the radius and this will be arc, right? Okay, so considering that arc, the length of arc I have taken to be del V, and the radius I have taken VA. Okay, the figure is not actually proportionate to what I'm explaining, but you can imagine, right? Okay, exact figure it is not actually possible here to draw. Then from here, what we can write, if VA, if I consider this one just velocity V, then what I can write, V will be cross multiplied here, so del V will be equal to V theta. Sorry, it will be del theta now, okay, because we have considered here the angle to be del theta. Okay, this theta is for this equation, but for here it will be del theta because the angle I have considered delta theta. So del V is equal to V into delta theta. Now what we know about acceleration, if you have gone through the topic of acceleration as I told you to go through at home, you might have noticed that acceleration is equal to limit del t tends to 0 del t divided by del t. Okay, this is the equation. Now del v we have found out a value for that v del theta. So we will be replacing it here. So if I replace it, what will happen? Limit del t tends to 0, it will be v del theta divided by del t. Now here you don't see any vector sign, right? Over v, I did not put any arrow mark. That is, here we are only considering the magnitude, not the direction. So if I'm considering the magnitude only, what will happen? This will be constant, because we say that uniform speed or uniform motion is there. That means the magnitude of the velocity is constant. So here if I'm considering the magnitude only, that will come out. Okay. So if this comes out and this limit is applied to it, this becomes d theta by dt. As I already explained, whenever the time limit approaches 0, for very small difference, we use d instead of delta. Okay, delta represents large amount of change, but d represents small amount of change. Okay, now d theta by dt, what is it? Can anybody tell me? The rate of change of angular displacement, what is it? In the last class we have studied.
Omega.
Very good. Angular velocity, omega. So A is equal to d omega. This is one equation for centripetal acceleration. But we can replace the value for omega or the value for v and get several expression for it. I will show you how. Do not be stressed seeing the large derivations, okay? Because this derivation you won't have to write in the exam, okay? All you need to do is know that how this equation you have to apply in solving a problem, okay? So this one, at first we know that v is equal to omega r. So let us put the value of v. Then what will happen? A will be equal to omega r into omega. So I can write A is equal to omega square r. Then again from here I can put the value of omega. Omega is equal to v by r. So if I put the value of omega here, then it will be v into v by r. So it will be v square by r. Okay. So which one we will be using? It will depend. You see, three equations we have got. A is equal to d omega, A is equal to omega square r, A is equal to v square by r. Out of these three equations, which one we will use? This will depend on the given information. If you know the linear velocity and the radius, then you will apply this formula to calculate the acceleration. And if you know the angular velocity and the radius, then you will use this one. And in case you know the linear velocity and angular velocity, then you can calculate the centripetal acceleration using this equation. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, Alhamdulillah, we are done with this chapter. Okay. So I would like to request you to go through the numerical examples first. Okay. Tomorrow, let me know if you have any doubt from the numerical examples. Solve all of them. Okay. And then, inshallah, we will go for the suggestion book creative. Okay. While you solve the suggestion book creative of dynamics, in the meantime, what we will do? Definitely, it is going to take some time for you, right? Okay. There are maybe 30 plus creative in the suggestion book of the dynamics chapter. So as you will be solving them, in the meantime, what we will do? We will discuss about the problem from the vector chapter. If you remember, I told you to solve the suggestion book creative of vector chapter. Okay. So while we discuss about that, okay, you keep solving these problems. Okay. On next Sunday, inshallah, I want you to finish solving this dynamic suggestion book creative before next Sunday. Today is Wednesday, right?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry. So Tuesday, that means you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days. So in these 4 days, try to solve all the creatives, okay? Let us say there are 32 creative. Plan, okay? Plan and solve. Like 4 days, 32 creative. So each day, 8 creative, okay? So before going to sleep, solve 8 creative and then sleep, okay? So each day you achieve the target, then it will become easier for you, inshallah. Okay. And one more thing, before tomorrow's class, by tonight itself, please message me the doubt you have in the vector chapter creatives, okay, suggestion book creative. So if you message me the doubts beforehand, I will take preparation on that, and it will be easier for me to explain it in the class without wasting any time. Because many times I have seen when the students tell me that, sir, okay, 2D I have doubt. So at first I need to go through the 2D question, I need to think about it, understand it, and then explain, right? Okay. So that is why it's better if you message me doubt earlier. I will take preparation on that and just give a lecture in the class. Okay, that will be the highest utilization of the class time. So is my message clear?
Yes.
Okay, so before we end the class, anybody wants to ask any question about whatever we studied today? Nobody? Okay, so see you tomorrow inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.